I am sure we know what trade is at this time, and we know how to buy and sell items easily. So in this lesson, we'll be learning about two broad classifications of trade based on national boundaries: internal trade and international trade. Although their names sound similar, these two types of trade are quite different. Internal trade, also known as home or domestic trade, is defined as the buying and selling of products and services among residents of a country. Certain advantages drive internal trade. Now, based on their geographical location, some regions in a country produce certain goods that the rest of the country cannot produce. An example is Ghana, where cocoa is grown in the southern areas due to its elevated nature and is distributed around the country. Another advantage that drives internal trade is the nature of the settlements. Because of urbanization, urban areas can provide some services like IT, computer hardware, and software facilities which rural areas cannot offer due to a lack of development. Now that we know internal trade, let us define international trade. International trade, also known as foreign or external trade, is defined as the buying and selling of goods and services between two or more countries. Private individuals, firms, and governments of different countries worldwide are constantly trading goods and services across international borders. International trade is based on the division of labor and specialization. Now, different countries specialize in producing different types of goods and services based on their population size and natural resource endowments. The differences in environmental conditions and natural endowments largely determine what a country will produce. Now, countries engage in international trade to satisfy their needs and wants. No country produces everything it needs to reach all its citizens. And for this reason, it must look to import these required goods and services from other countries which produce them. In the same vein, a country would also export its products to meet the needs of other countries and make a profit in doing so. Countries create a broader market and get a greater reach for their goods and services through exportation. For example, not all the gold mined in Ghana will be consumed by Ghanaians. And for this reason, Ghana exports gold to other countries. Now, the cost of producing different goods and services is another basis for international trade. Because it will cost higher to produce certain goods. Countries will instead import them from other countries that specialize in making these kinds of goods. A typical example is electronics and technical equipment. Most countries import these types of products from Far East nations. So, in conclusion, note that internal and international trade are closely related and often overlap. For instance, cocoa traded locally can eventually be packaged for international trade. At the same time, the receiving country imports the goods as international trade and can still trade them locally in their supermarkets. I will see you in the next lesson. Bye.